reason that I disagree with the idea that everything is part of God is because of evil and good.
And I am God. Like, for me to act in my God truth, like out of love, beautiful, like moral issue, like if I was to act in my God nature, and I am God. If everything is created, like if hate as God, like if I am able to, like the idea of like creation, like if I am God and I can create, like what would I create? And it's like it's my understanding, like of what I feel like everyone, I think that's where it becomes a problem, is that because everything is God, or if everything isn't God, like everything, so many like creation that's always happening, you know, like I feel like in everyone had, like I feel like nobody is wrong in whatever thought that they have God.
Okay.
Like, so Christianity, like I don't believe that that's wrong. Like this idea that somebody out there is God is just as the same as like I'm right here and I'm God. I feel like it's all the same.
I thought pantheism, the idea that you're espousing, is that everything is part of God, nature's part of God, therefore there is no creator. Everything is part of God. So there's no creator versus creation. It's everything is part of God.
But you're also creating God, because the idea of God, like this person, this idea of this person, this moral, beautiful person, like that's created from your own mind. You're creating God. That also goes like, I mean, you can't really, even right now, like, I mean, like I do believe like everything exists, like you exist or whatever, but
right.
Like, still at the same time, I can't really say that I know for a fact that that is like, that could be like right now this conversation could be all just like in my mind, like even like my idea of like touching you, like that does come from like my perspective in my mind. The minute I die, I can't necessarily say like there's no proof, like when I'm dead and like when I stop thinking and this world is gone, like that just by simply looking at something. Like there's so many different sides to looking at something, like you can look at one like instance, and that's why it's hard to do good in the world. You might be doing good, like an action that you're doing. Like, say if I was a king, for instance, and I wanted to, throughout the whole like society, it would help so many people, but like my one action, like it could actually hinder some other people's. So like, how can you really say that, like, you know?
Okay, all you have to do is listen to what you've just said. You've just said, Cliff, I'm watching you.
But then again, like when you talked about like that story, like I read that story of the stoning.
Yes, the lottery.
Yeah, I read that in an English class. But like for instance, like what you're saying is like, so if I was, for instance, like a lot of people are looking at it, especially in the society, like if we were to look at it and the way it's written, it seems like that would be a horrible thing. Totally, like all the power to you. It's beautiful. What would you do? Like, would you feel the need to go and like change that? Do you feel like that's immoral and like you have to go change that in that society?
Great point. I am convinced to the root of my being, Dr. Martin Luther King was in touch with reality. That's good.
Say, for instance, like even like what you're talking about, like rape and like killing, like of some culture. Like, okay, so say if yes, you're Martin Luther King and you're sitting here in the United States being Martin Luther King, please change, all the way across the sea, like, please change.
Right.
Like, okay, what if they keep doing that? Would you feel like that, I mean, would you feel the need to go in?
No. And you're dumping on African Americans.
So how is it that, like, viewing everything as God, is that can't not be truth? Because that, like, that could be my way or somebody else's way, or like even like everybody has their own way, like of whatever God is or whatever spirituality is or whatever they hold sacred is to them. Mm-hmm. But I feel like in general, like if whatever faith people have, they have the ability to find their moral around it. And like I feel that, I mean, you can't really change, like I feel that you don't need everybody to think the exact same way of following one specific religion like Christianity or like following Islam or anything. Like everyone through their own faith can act in moral ways, like can find morality, and we like all you can really do is just as a whole that we can, like for killing, like for one, like killing other people, like in certain things, like certain reasons to kill, but in general, like I feel that like if like nobody is wrong for like not believing in Christ, like as long as they're, because even like even if everybody believed in Christ, like even in Christian religion, there is that spectrum, like just right here, there's that spectrum within that own religion of like, yeah, we all believe in Christ, but some people don't follow like a certain morality, like, or they act differently within that own religion. I feel that in general, like there's not a need for really like that specific religion. I feel like all religions are totally right, totally just, and like any idea in general, like I feel that people in the core of them know, like if they follow truly like within themselves, that they'll like really, like if you really like are honest and open and like see with all eyes of whatever your actions is, like I feel like consciousness in general, like awareness of what you do on a daily basis, like every little thing, like if you see yourself acting as well, like that's what I mean. Like I guess like I don't like to say what I believe in, because I like all beliefs in general. Like I don't follow any religion.
No. The opposite. We all have this incredible ability to be twisted and evil. Now Jesus Christ says you got to deal with that.
But like I feel like you don't need to separate yourself from God, you know, in that way. I mean, like I definitely like either way, like I think it's fine, like separating yourself or not, but I don't.
At times you do what's good, and at times you know you do what's not good, don't you? And you experience guilt just like I do.